Good afternoon on what is a grey, overcast and slightly chilly day. It is Tuesday the 1st of March. I'm back in the reading up with a nice hot cup of tea and a pile of parcels to unbox. So I've got a big parcel here that I'm continuing. So here we go, this one, and do that. Actually, I've already been into this box once, but I'm going to carry on delving deep. So here we go. And this is the one where I pulled out a lot of bits of things, so dice and stuff for the John Carter of Mars role-playing game. And let's see what we've got in here. Oh, and the cards. And then below that, let's have a look. Yeah, that, and then I'm going to dig a bit deeper and get to this. And the next one I'm going to pull out is, yeah, this one. This one is Conan the Thief, which I will have a look at in a minute. Just move these boxes around. Basically a bit hemmed in by the boxes and the books. Story of my life. Anyway, so this is Conan the Thief for a supplement for Robert E. Howard's Conan Adventures in an Age Undreamed of, which is published by Modiphius Entertainment. And this, I think, is possibly the sort of like the second after Conan the Barbarian in the series, which looks at the setting of Conan through Conan's particular other books. So going through the books one by one. So, welcome to the shadows. Torches flared murkily on the revels in the mall, where the thieves of the east held a carnival by night. In the mall they could carouse and roar as they liked, for honest people shunned the quarters, and watchmen well paid with stained coins did not interfere with their sport. Conan the Thief takes you into the dark underworld of the Hyborian Age. From choked avenues of the most dangerous cities to the marbled corridors of the wealthiest palaces, master thieves and deadly assassins seek to make their fortunes, risk all in pursuit of gold, prestige and respect. Whatever it is you seek, fast hands and quicker wits can forge a legend. Embark upon dangerous heists, avoiding traps, watchmen, hideous creatures and fell sorceries in pursuit of treasures beyond your wildest dreams. Work alongside legendary thieves of Conan's world, carrying out robberies worthy of their reputation, or work against them and take the riches of the world for yourself. Steal wealth beyond measure, avoid capture and secure your place in infamy. So, new archetypes, talents and equipment allow you to create your own unique thief characters along with the skills needed to flourish and survive. A gazetteer covering the locations of Conan's world where thieves prosper and riches are there for the plunder. Dieter guides the cities of Zamora, Shadizar and others, revealing those places where thieves can find gold for the taking and refuge from the law. Stunning art and maps produced by world-renowned Conan artists, guides to running authentic thief games with all new rules for joining guilds, measuring your renown and building your reputation as the greatest thieves in the world has ever seen. A heist generator allowing game masters to create unique adventure that create capture the danger, darkness and intrigue of a Conan story, all on a couple of dice rolls. Developed with leading Conan scholars, this is a 10th deadly underworld of the Hyborian Age, just as Howard created it. So, it's quite a slim volume, but these tend to be quite packed, and as you see, you've got the fantastic artwork of Conan facing down a monster, and inside you can see, like, given the full page spread, so you can see the full action rather than necessarily sort of like some of it's obscured by the text in the back. And that's a nice touch. I do like that. Makes great use of the artwork. Inside we have basically we start off with basically an introduction with a bit of conceit. This is being written by a Conan scholar of the age of when Howard lived, and that's what Howard based his stories on, and that's a nice touch. It gives you a bit of a nice bit of grounding, sort of like, sets the stage for what's to come before we start delving into thief characters and what the elements that make up a player character for a thief in Conan, Robert E. Howard's Conan Adventures in an Age Undreamed of. So we have the thief cast and stories, and a discussion of thief ancient bloodlines. Oh, and a table for outlaw cast stories, and sorry, just my fingers are okay, and the differing elements of the character. So, for example, nobility in all of it name. We get the trait isolated, with overflowing pockets, bedeviled with the requests, honours the key, known and respected, a family with no standing, mistrusted, a victim of justice, branded, an example must be made, hunted. So we have an explanation of all of those before we get into the thief archetypes. So these start off with, this is the explanation, so the archetypes start off with the assassin, so, the bloody right hand, and the fence archetypes, highwayman and master thief. And we get into thief education, so they essentially they emphasise the previous roles but add more. So you've got fence, burglar, confidence man, rustler, lockbreaker, standover man, spider, bandit, quiet physician, and thug. And the next stage is war stories. This list, you've got, this comes with a little table of heists of note. Let's just have a look there. There we go. And thief talents. So think athletics talent, alchemy talent, law talents, observation talents, and so on. Sway talents against thievery talents. Lots of options there for you to customise your thief character. And we have a list of sample names, and then thieves kit equipment and so on. You know, with things like the pig spit, which makes grapple pig spit. What pig spit? Tripwires, marbles, smoke bot sticks, and so on. Just various items. And hidden weapons: blowgun dart, poison thorn, boot blade, caltrops, needle ring, push dagger, thumb blade, that sort of thing, and poisons which the character can use, as well as a couple of different blades. So we've got the dueling sword there, and the guitar, which is the punching blade from the Indian subcontinent. And we could go into no illustrations there, but you can see it. So, for example, the guitar they give to the bloody right hand. Okay, and then the gazetteer, and this explores the various lands involved with thievery in Hyboria. So we've got discussion of Zamoria again. A couple of nice bits of artwork here. Zamoria, complete with maps of both the region and the city. And you've got quite a lot of detail in here actually. Several pages, in fact, quite a lot. Before we get to the city, to Shadizar the Wicked, which is the sister city to Zamora. So they're connected. I've gone into quite some detail. And then we have Yazud. And I'm going to be visited by another cat, but that's a black cat who is not ours. He's not going to appear here because he's camera shy. Anyway, so nice picture of nice map of Yazud, and then Corinthia. And again, doing a similar thing, discussing Corinthia, major cities, decent map. First the city of Magyar. Illustration of the Temple of Anu, complete description and illustration together. It's a nice combination. And we've got Stragos, discussion of Stragos, the sleeping city. Krakoa, and then we go to Numidia. We've got Numidian history and background, and the major cities again, and basically following the same format, but it really works. It's nicely done. And this is you can see automatic. This has a very much more civilized feel to it, almost medieval, and that that shows, of course. Again, going to start in the artwork, and this is basic illustration of the NPC just a few pages earlier. Did see it. All right, I sit corrected. Oh, here we go. That's what I was looking for. That with the knight, complete with his morning star flail. So very different. And then we basically adventuring ideas as well. Basically sections of books, text, and we get into Brythunia, and this feels not a lot different to Numidia, but I'm sure it's got its own character and flavour. So we've got the major kingdoms of Brythunia rather than the major cities, so it's feels more civilized. And we've got a table here for Brythunian village design, so you can create settlements. So again, the area, the original idea is there are lots of villages, lots of settlements, and presumably far more civilized, complete with an explanation of the table over leaf. And then events. So here we have things like rivalries, target for murder, grant me a revenge, and these are all essentially these are hooks. These are all story events which the players can suffer at the hands of their GM. And these you basically frame, set up, duels, cease to sparkle, and then so those are personal events, but then it steps up. Going through city and town events like gang warfare and watch crackdown. So these getting basic good descriptions and just some suggestions how the game master can use them in her game. And each time it's stepping up again and again. So we go up to siege, the Prince of Thieves is dead, fleecing the sheep, and then we switch up to kingdom events, so wars and rumours of war, and even a case of stealing the air. And our guide to combining these events. Now, before we get into myth and magic, so things such as the Or Among Thieves, the gods of thievery and darkness, so Bel, god of thieves, cultural spider god, and the like. That includes Yezu's gifts, the eggs of the spider. Yeah, not necessarily something I want to be given. There are gifts, and there are gifts. And then we have tools, encounters. So we've got a rogues gallery of various NPCs that player characters will run into as thieves. And of course, the game master can use out of a non-thief game as necessary. So it starts off with a toughened assassin, back alley killer, inquisitor, guild thief, merchant or trader. So these are all generic, and then we have the actual named NPCs. So names to fear, such as Astrius Botanius, and the Many Eyes Spy Master of Yezud as a nemesis for the player characters. Nabondius the Red Priest as a nemesis, Nestor as a nemesis. So sort these into the right cities, the right campaign, and the player characters have a bad guy to face up to, something who will make their lives difficult. And then we get fearsome creatures like giant rats and skeleton warriors. Again, simple encounters, whatnot. And we will have horror nemesis here like Thak and Yagkoshol. These aren't illustrated, which is a pity, but there you go. And then hither came Conan, and this really looks at his role, his time during this period, during his life. So this is actually specifically, Conan the Thief. And that's relatively short, I suspect. Before, it's just basically 2 or 3 pages or so. Before we get into, we've got the full stats for him during this period as a thief, and then we get to the Way of Thieves, and this section looks at thieving campaigns for the game master, setting advice for getting some conditions, and how to run this sort of campaigns. And we've got tables for things like weather and thievery, and it's just there we go. We've got a discussion of Thieves Guild over on the opposite page. Joining a guild, building a reputation, guild recognition and treatment, supported by gangs and guilds of note. And then specifically we've got the gangs of Tarantia and of Spider Haunted Yazud as examples. Basically whether the player characters want to join them or work against them as rivals. And lastly, we've got the discussion of heists. And this is essentially a Hyborian Age Hyborian Age heist generator. So just looking at who, what. Oh yeah, there's the black cat. That is not ours. Hello. And where, how. Again, who, why, where, how. Answer those questions. You've got a heist. And lastly, we have the sort of backer characters, Heroes of the Age, coming from the Kickstarter, as this does. Complete with nice illustrations. Great, nice little addition at the back, which the GM can use as NPCs. So yeah, that's basically just 120 pages. That is Conan the Thief, available from Modiphius Entertainment for Robert E. Howard's Conan Adventures in an Age Undreamed of. Nice comprehensive sort of treatment of Conan as sort of like the age of Conan as a thief for the roleplay game. Anyway, thank you very much for watching another unboxing of the Nook. If you've enjoyed this, then please do click on the like button down below. And if you've got any comments or feedback, I appreciate you taking the time to post those. And lastly, if you want to be alerted to yet more unboxings in the Nook, where you'll see me out here with a box and a book, which I will unbox and chat about to the best extent of my knowledge for roughly 10 minutes or so, all of course accompanied by a nice hot cup of tea. Then please do hit that subscribe button. In the meantime, thanks again for watching, and we'll be back again soon with another unboxing very soon. Bye for now.